Hey, hi everyone. Welcome to my channel IT Tech Stacks. This is Amar Gajare, a senior project manager at Cloud Institute. Okay? So today we are going to learn about Google Cloud Platform. What is Google Cloud Platform? Why it is called Google Cloud Platform? What is cloud computing? Everything we in this module. The module 1, basic concepts of Google Cloud Computing, an overview and enhancement. So what is GCP? GCP is a Google Cloud Platform, and here we are going to learn what is Google Cloud Computing, Google Cloud Platform and Service, and few tasks or hands related to Google Cloud Platform. So, what is cloud computing? Before we start, what is cloud computing? Why it is called Google Cloud Platform? Google Cloud Platform Computing. So, there are different cloud computing environment or frameworks we have it and providers. One of these famous providers are Google, Microsoft Azure, and Amazon AWS. And Google provider provides the cloud computing through GCP, Google Cloud Platform. So, what is cloud computing? Customer get computing resources that are on demand and self-service. Before we start explaining point, I would like to explain you how the legacy system used to be. I think everyone aware of in the past, whenever you want to set up your business or applications, any, anything in the production, you used to configure your hardware and softwares in the backend, the legacy. You used to choose your own CPU, used to purchase them, configure them, and if it requires more, then you used to add on those hardware and software. Here in the cloud computing, it is not like that. So all the hardware, software configurations, databases, CPU, memory, everything you can demand through internet, through a web page. So these providers provides a web interface where you can just a few clicks away can get whatever you want from this service provider. Whatever mean to say is hardware, softwares, memories, databases, anything. That's what it explains. The point number one: customers gets computing resources that are on demand and the computing resources like hardware, software, CPUs, memory, database. These are the computing resources that customer get on demand basis. Okay, so self service. So no expertise or what do you call needed to configure the hardware configuration. So you know system better how much relation you have. Based on that, you can configure by yourself. Second, customer get access to these resources over the internet from. Okay, so from a legacy system, you have to have configure your system, hardware, everything through a series of what do you call purchases, configurations, or you have to hire a administrator configure the hardware in the legacy environment. But in this through cloud computing, you no need to worry about the legacy. You can access these resources through internet. You no need to set up your premise. Third one is the provider. In our case is Google. Those resources allocates them to users for that pool. Okay? So you no need to worry about how much provider can provide the configuration. They have a huge pool of hardware, software, resources, services. Okay? They can provide you as much as your need. So you no need to worry about, suppose if I purchase 1 TB of database, what if the provider do not have? If I run out of 1 TB, you no need to worry. The provider have a huge pool of hardware and software. They can fulfill your request at any given time through a simple request. Fourth point, resources are elastic, which means they are flexible so customers can be. So resources are elastic. What do you mean by that? Okay. Suppose if you want to, for example, if you are running a business, cloth, online cloth marketing. Okay. So during the season period only, your sales get increased. But off season, your sales will be down, or the footfall will down, or the people who logs into your website will get reduced. Okay. But during the legacy system, you used to configure your hardware based on the peak season need. Okay. For example, Diwali, Christmas, any other, the sales of your cloth increase, but the number of customers log into your website, view, and to purchase also get increased. So based on that number of resource or number of customers logging in, your hardware utilization also increases. So considering that peak point, how much hardware software required in the legacy system, we used to configure our legacy website setup based on the peak need basically. During peak season, for example, 1 TB database, 10 CPUs are needed. So based on that, we purchase front beginning of the year, and throughout the year we used to those configuration with less or minimum usage, and only those hardware configurations used to utilize fully during the peak season. Rest of the time, it used to use less. Okay. So in during that period, we used to face a lot of on our hardware and software configuration because it was not getting utilized fully. So to avoid that, we have to go with the cloud computing, where resources are elastic, which means flexible. Okay, so you can scale up, scale down the resources, can increase based on your need, and which in turn increases the business profitability. The fifth point is customer pay only for what they use or reserve as they go. Okay. So like in a legacy system, you have to purchase the entire system hardware software based on your peak season requirement. Okay. Rest of the around 10 months, those hardwares are not used fully, utilized fully, but the rest of the 2 to 3 months during the peak season time, so those will get utilized. But we used to pay the entire fees were we hired. Okay. But here in the cloud computing, we can pay only what we are using. Okay. During peak season, suppose if you need 10 CPUs, 1 TB side, then you can go for that. And the rest of the year, you can scale down hardware requirement. By that way, you can increase the profitability of business and burden on your system. Okay. This is the advantages, I can say, by advantages of using cloud computing. You can go to any cloud computing. These are the advantages you find it. Coming back to why Google Cloud we prefer. Because Google Cloud have multiple data centers located across multiple countries, regions, zones, continents. You can see Google Cloud have their base in North America, multiple places in South America, in Europe location, in the Asia Pacific, Australia location. Okay, so that's the reason we just go for uh, Google Cloud platform because they provide the system availability at any given time. So this is one of the data center photo picture I can. So Google, why Google? Because Google builds their data center with zero carbon emission. It's an environmental friendly data center they are doing throughout the world. So that's the reason Google is the best data center. Is having high broadband connectivity, internet connectivity, as well as zero carbon emission. There are other advantages I previous slide. And one of the reason why we use Google products or services because at present more than 1 billion users are using the different Google services or products or software. For example, Android currently hundreds and millions users uses the Android and Google Chrome. Nowadays we just open a Chrome and start googling it. We use Gmail, Google Drive to store the data, Google Map Drive or to travel. We always prefer Google Map navigation and Google web pages, Google to search engine to search contents. We use Play Store, download the apps, search the apps, install the apps. We use YouTube. YouTube is most common used uh, streaming app where we watch all the videos, day-to-day videos, and Google Pictures store our pictures in the internet. So these Google products are very trustworthy because I never heard. Think I must. I'm sure that you have never heard that any of these Google services went down. Okay, not like that. I'm using Gmail. All of a sudden, okay, since morning Gmail is down, or since morning YouTube is down, YouTube server is down. Okay, we face challenges from the internet providers. Their internet is down or internet connection out. Such issues we face, but from Google service side, we never face such. I never heard. At least I never heard. YouTube is down today. Gmail is down today. So that's the reason we trust or we go for the Google Cloud or Google services. These all services located on the cloud currently. What are the different cloud locations we have? In the previous slides, you must have seen the diagram where it shows Google have different locations where they set up their data centers, hardware and configuration. From these pools, they provide all the required hardware and software resources. But how many locations currently they located in? So if you can see, currently they are located in 37 regions, 112 zones, 187 network edges, and if you can see around more than 200 plus countries they are located or have services or a data center or territories. Okay. So apart from this, Google is planning to come to the other locations, for example, Germany, UK, Mexico, Malaysia, Thailand, New Zealand, Greece, Norway, South Africa. Okay. So, if you want to see what is the current locations that Google providing their services, you can go to the website cloud.google.com slash /locations. From here, you will get the current uh, locations Google provide the, or they have a base or data center. Okay. This video is formed in the month of June, 7 June 2023. So this is the statistics what we have. In future, these counts may increase. Okay. So far we have learned what is Google, where they are located. Okay. All these concepts we have learned. Okay. So in the next slides, we will learn about the Google Cloud infrastructure. Okay. So let's begin. So 9 of these Google services have more than 1 billion users discussed, and also you can be assured that security for these services are important. Google employees, because why all the users trust Google? Because of its Google services. Okay, design for the security is prevalent throughout the infrastructure that Google services run on. Okay, let's talk about few ways Google work to keep customers data safe. Okay, in the security infrastructure can be explained in progressive layers, starting from the physical security of our data center, okay, continuing on to go to hardware and software underlying activities. Okay, let's begin with the infrastructure. How Google provides. So Google infrastructures are secured, describing the technical trends and in place support. We begin with the hardware infrastructure layer. Compromise three key. First is the hardware. You can see here hardware design, and both server boards and the networking equipments in the Google data centers are custom designed by Google. Okay. Google also designs custom chips, including hardware security that's currently using or begin deploying on both servers and peripherals. Next feature is secure bootstrap. Okay. What is secure bootstrap? Second point is secure bootstrap. What it is? Anyone have any idea? Okay. So Google server machines use a variety of technologies that they are booting the correct, okay, secure bootstrap. You are booting the correct stacks, so it will give the correct environment to, for example, cryptographic signatures for the BIOS, bootloader kernel, and base operating system images. Their final feature is premises security. Google designs and builds own data centers, incorporates layers of security protections. So it's not like that. If you are using Google services, you are demanding some sort of hardware configuration in the backend, but but you no need to worry about the security of those hardware. Google have its own hardware design, secure bootstrap environment, and secure premises to keep those data center in the environment. Okay, let's continue with the next service deployment layer. So what do you mean by service deployment layer? What it is? Anyone? Thanks for the comments. Okay, so Google infrastructure provides privacy, integrity, remote processing, and network. Google services communicate with each other using RPC, remote procedural code, which automatically encrypts all the infrastructure RPC traffic that goes between data centers. Encryption here is important. Google has a static deploy hardware encryption cryptographic accelerators that will allow send this default encryption infrastructure. Next one is central identity, which is called Google Identity Layer. What it is? Google Central Identity Service, which usually manifests to end users as, as the Google login page, goes beyond asking for the simple username and password. Okay? In the legacy system, use simple login and password. Okay? But here the services also intelligently challenges users for additional information. Okay? For example, two-factor authentication and other factors. It's not simple username and password. The services also intelligently challenges you to additional information based on the risk factor. Just whether they have logged in from the same devices. Sometimes it happens, right? So if you logged in to Gmail from your personal mobile, and if you are trying to log in your laptop as well, sometimes Google asks you to authenticate. It's you that you are logging in, even though you enter the password correctly. Okay? So you have to go back to the mobile and authenticate or prove that yes, you are trying to log into the Gmail from the laptop, and it provides a what you call number authenticate. If the number matches with the number provided in the laptop and file, then it ensures that it's you that you are actually using the Gmail. This is how the security infrastructure security provides the Google. Okay, so as I said, Google Central Identity Services, which usually manifest end users as the Google login page. It goes beyond asking you simple login and password. Okay, users can also employ secondary factor when signing in. They said secondary factor, for example, you try to log into your system, and sometimes it asks to uh, or it sends a text code or it calls you to mitigate the risk. Sometimes, suppose if anyone hacks and try to log in due to this authentication, they unable to log into your system because the Google sends a code to your mobile and you have to enter that code, and only you can able to log into specific. So this universal second factor, or I can call two-factor authentication. On the storage services layer, we find the encryption at REST security feature. Most applications at Google access physical storage service. Users can also employ secondary factors when signing. Done. Okay, so indirectly via storage services and encryption using centrally managed key is applied a layer of the storage service. Okay. How Google maintain the storage encryption? Okay. Google enables hardware encryption ports in hard drives, and you can see the level of encryptions, the security the Google maintains in all the levels. So far we have seen hardware infrastructure, premises, the Google maintaining, actual data center, who can log in, who have access, everything Google decides. Secure boot stacks, premises security. Second is security services deployment layer. Okay, so services between each two services interact. There is encryption maintained by the Google. Third one is identity, user identity layer. Okay, so no one can log into your system without your consent, without the additional security firewalls. Third one is storage service layer. The storage also Google maintains the encryption. Okay. Okay. So indirectly via storage services and encryption using centrally managed keys is applied at the layer of these storage services. Fifth point here is the internet communication layer. Now we have seen storage, hardware, identity layer, inter services. Now, how Google maintains the security through internet communication? Okay. Okay. This comprises two key security features. Google services that are being made available on the internet register themselves with the infrastructure services called Google Frontend, which ensures that all TLS connections are ended using public key pairs. So I will explain you in detail what is the TLS connection, what is SSL connection, and all. Okay. Google Frontend. So denial of services protection Google provides. What do you mean by that? Denial of, anyone have idea? So the sheer scales of its infrastructure enables Google to simply absorb many DDoS attacks, denial of services attack. Okay. Google also has multi-tier DOS protections that further reduces the risk of any DOS in the service running behind GFE. GFE here is Google Frontend. The final layer is Google Operational Security Layer, which provides four key features. Final layer is the operational layer, which provides the four key features. Okay. So what are those four key features? First is intrusion detection. Rules and machine intelligence give Google's operational security teams warning of possible incident. Intrusion detections. There is an operational security layer where it detects and send a warning message to the security personnel that there is an intrusion possible intrusion. So Google conducts a red team exercises to measure and improve the effectiveness of response mechanism. Reducing the second one is reducing the insider risk. Google is trying to mitigate the risk from the outsider, from the intruder. What if there is insider risk? So Google also ensure that it reduces the insider risk. Okay. So what do you mean by that? Google aggressively limits and actively monitors the activities of employees also. We can understand the level of security that Google provides. So Google also keep monitoring the insider employees who works inside Google. Their activity gets monitored closely Google to maintain the security of the Google. This is the level of security that Google maintains. Okay. So as I said, Google aggressively limits and actively monitors the activity of an employee who have been granted administrative access. Then there are employees universal second factor use. The guard against phishing. The guard against phishing attacks against Google employees. Employee accounts requires two-factor authentication. Even employees have two-factor authentication to mitigate the risk of attack. Finally, there is a stringent software development practices which Google ensures. What do you mean by that? Google employs central source control and requires two-party review of new code. Okay? There is a proper software development practice Google maintain where there will be having review mechanisms. Google also provides developers libraries that prevents them from introducing certain class security bugs. They have their predefined libraries to mitigate the security bugs. Additionally, Google runs a vulnerability report program where we pay anyone who is able to discover. Sometimes you have heard that some of the user in some country found some issue in the Google. So what Google does, if that person found some risk or self-identified risk and or she highlighted that this can cause a blunder or a security violation, if he upfront inform or she upfront inform to the Google, then Google reward that team member or sorry team member. I mean user. Okay, so you must have seen or heard such incident in the past that Google rewarded users and come proactively comes forward and highlight the risk and Google reward them. Also, next one is the billing one. So what do you mean by billing? So anyone aware of it? What is billing? Please comment if you are already aware of what is billing. Okay. So let's start. Let's take a brief Google Cloud pricing structure. Okay. Google was the first major cloud provider to deliver per second billing for its infrastructure as a services. Suppose if you want to utilize Google's infrastructure, for example, if you want to use Google Cloud resources or any services if you want to use to configure your system, then Google charges you per second basis. Okay. So, in addition, per second billing is now also offered for users of Google Kubernetes Engine, container infrastructure, data prop as per second basis charges. Also, App Engine flexible environment machines will explain or these products in the course. Compute Engine offers automatically applied sustained use automatic discount for running the virtual machine. Significant production billing month. You get a huge discount on the Google Compute Engine. So how can I make sure I don't accidentally run a big Google Cloud bill? How do you ensure budgeting, alerting, reports? So, so you need not to worry about if you are running out of actual budget accidentally. So mitigate that you can set up the budget in the Google environment, or you can set up a alert mechanism if your usage occurs. And using Google, you can create a report usages, which services which you utilized, okay? Whether you reached the quota. That also you can check in the Google Cloud billing. What are resources like the cloud? How the resources access in the cloud? So here is the overall Google Cloud hierarchy we have. I'm sure you must have gone through these things. If not, this will okay. No need to worry about. So Google Cloud resource hierarchy contains four levels, and starting from some of they are resources, resources, project, put in the folder, and the last one is node. These are the four hierarchy of Google Cloud. So at the first level are the resources. So these represents your actual virtual machine or storage buckets, tables in BigQuery, or anything else in the Google Cloud. Actual resources, actually what you are trying to use in the Google Cloud. So these resources, BigQuery, tables, storages, all those things are organized in the project, okay? Which is It's all these resides in the projects. So projects can be organized into folders. So there can be multiple projects are placed in the folders, and this is the level. And then the top level is called organization node, which encompasses all the projects and resources. This is the highest level that we have, organization node. Okay, I hope it's clear, guys. So it is important to understand this resource hierarchy is directly related to how the managed when you use a Google Cloud. Okay, because if you are using any policies, rules, rules, specific resources, then you must understand first hierarchy of Google Cloud. So policies can be defined at project level, folder level, and organization level. Some Google Cloud services allow policies to be applied to individual resources. For example, we may apply on a table, specific table, row wise, column wise, specific cloud storage, specific machines. You can apply policies at the service level. Okay? This means that if you apply any policies, the folder also applied to the project within that folder. Okay? So as I said, also free to, so if you apply any policies in the resource level, it keeps in the resource level. Suppose if you apply any policies level, it inherits resource level. Okay? In short, policies are inherited onward. I hope that clears. Let's take a look at the second level of resource hierarchy, okay, which is called project. So let's take a look at second level. Projects are the basis for enabling and using Google Cloud services. So managing, for example, managing APIs, enabling building, adding and removing collaborators, and enabling other Google services. Use project. Project is a separate entity under the organizational node, and each resource belongs to exactly one project. Okay? Each resource belongs to only one project, not belongs to multiple projects. Each project is a separate entity under the node, and each resource is exactly one project. The project can have different owners, users, because they build, manage separately. Individual projects managed and they have their own owners. So each Google Cloud project has three identifying attributes. What are those? How do we identify the project? There are with example, one is project ID, and is project name, and the project number. Okay. Project ID, project name, and project number. What is project ID? Project ID is globally unique. Project name need to be unique. Project number is globally unique. Project ID assigned by Google Cloud but immutable during creation. Project name you can choose your own. Project number also assigned by the Google Cloud. Project ID immutable after creation. Once you create the project ID, mutable, cannot be changed. Project name is mutable, means can be changed. Project number also mutable, cannot be changed. I hope that clarifies. Okay. Let me know if you have any doubt in the comment section. Okay. Next. Okay. Resource Manager tool. So what is the Resource Manager tool? So Google Cloud Resource Manager tool is designed to programmatically help you manage project. Okay. So these are the projects. Okay, these are the project we maintain multiple projects. How do we manage those within that project? Google provides a tool or application called Resource Manager tool. Okay, what it is exactly? So it's an API. What do you mean by API? API is an application interface that can gather a list of all the projects, okay, created with a create new projects, update existing projects, and even delete the projects. So through Resource Manager, you can perform all these things. It can even recover projects that were previously deleted. Suppose if you want to recover projects which are accidentally deleted, that you can do it through Resource Manager and can be accessed through RPC API and the REST API. What is RPC API? Remote Procedure Call and the REST API. You can access these interfaces. The third level of Google Cloud resource hierarchy is folders. Folders. Folders let you assign policies to resources at level of granularity you choose. This is the third level. So you can choose your own granularity to apply the policies. The resources in a folder inherits policies and permissions assigned to that folder can contain projects, other folders, or a combination of both. You can see here a folder can contain one more folder or a project or a resource or a combination of both. And the resources in a folder inherits policies and permissions assigned to that folder. For example, your organization might contain multiple departments. Okay? For example, legal department, finance department, HR department. Okay? So these all departments can be placed in a folder. Okay? Or you can say folder can also give teams the ability to delegate administrative rights so that they can work independently. So different departments can be placed in the different folders and they will be having their own, what do you call, administrative rights to perform the operations. Okay, so as previously mentioned, the resources in the folder inherits policies and premises permissions from the folders. For example, we have two different projects that are administered by the same team. Okay? We have two different projects administered by the same team. You can put policies into a common folder so that uh, they have the same permission. You got it? Suppose if you have two projects, and these two projects are managed and by the same administrative or same management level. Those two projects you can place in the same folder, and you can apply policies which inherits same policy gets inherited to the different projects. Okay. Okay. So if you need to change a permission on both resources, you would now have to do that in two places. In here case, suppose you have different projects put it in the different folders. You have to apply policies in the different folders. Even though you have same policies, but if you are placed in the different folders, you have to apply different policies. Same policies, you can copy and paste it in the different folder. So to avoid that, if you want to apply the same policy, using the same policies projects, then it's better you keep them in the single folder. Okay. So there are some special rules associated with the top level organization node. For example, you can designate an organization policy administrator so that only people with privilege can change policies. Set a policy at organization level. Person who is having privilege to change can do the changes. And anyone in the organization node can create billing account and projects. Hope that clarifies. Okay. So how a new organization node is created depends on whether your company is also Google Workspace customer. If you have a workspace domain, Google Cloud Projects will automatically belongs to your organization node. Otherwise, you can use Cloud Identity or Google Identity Access Application and Endpoint Management Platform to generate one. Okay. Here, organization policy for administrative, then set the policies project creation. Administrator can apply policies that define who can do what on which server or which resources in the IAM identity and access. Suppose you have multiple team members in your team, and if you want to give a separate roles, separate policies get applied, then you can use IAM to give the specific role, specific team member, and if you want to set policies specific to specific resources in the project, you can do so using IAM Identity Manager. Okay, so how the roles can be changed using IAM. Any resources they have different roles. Any team member, your the roles. Okay, the roles can be applied to different team members or to resources or to the service. Okay. Suppose the rules applied on the folder level inherit to the project. So what are different roles we have? One is the basic role. This will explain more. Second one is predefined rules, and third one is the very granular level custom rules. Okay, basic rules applied at the top level. Suppose if you want to read access, write access, modify access, those all comes under predefined, sorry, basic access. Predefined access are the Google provided some specific predefined access rules that you can set up using that IAM. Let's start with the basic role. What is basic cloud IAM role? As I said, basic roles are the high level roles that Google provides. First one is the owner who owns the entire services, who can do anything. You can edit, you can view, you can do billing. Editor is the one who can change or update the services. Viewer, who is having only view access. That person cannot edit or change anything or execute. And fourth one is the billing admin. Suppose if you want to have only access which creates only billing reports, alerts mechanism, then you can provide the billing admin access to that services. So these are the four high level, and say basic roles that Google offers. Okay, here is an example. Owner can view, edit, modify billing access. Okay, owner can have a view, edit, modify, and can have billing access. What about editor? Editor can view also and can edit. For example, if any services, consider database table access. If you are owner to that specific database services, you can view the database services, database, all the contents, can edit those contents, can modify contents, and you can create a building. If you are having basic editor role, then you can only view and can edit. If you have only view access role, then you can only view, not edit, or can even have billing access. Billing admin can view resources and can create a billing alerts. I hope that clarifies what is basic Google Cloud role we have. Okay. So let's move on to the next role. Before continue, if several people are working together on a project that contains data, basic roles are probably okay. For example, let's go back. Okay, so let's go back. Suppose we have multiple team members working, and we all, for example, in your team, we all are the developers, and some of them may need editor role, but not fully editable. Some of them may need all accesses, but not the entire all the service level access. For example, if I give edit access to the any specific service, okay, to the entire team, all team can do anything that that services or the database service. Okay, but I want to restrict that edit access on specific uh, sub resources. Okay? In that case, here comes the concept called predefined cloud IAM roles. Okay? Basic IAM role are the broader category of roles. If you want to give the little minute level roles, then here comes the predefined. Predefined roles, like for example, if you have an admin role in specific instance, okay, and you want to give specific predefined roles. Even though you have access to your instances, well, these are the two compute instances we have, and you have given the edit role or administrator role to specific users, but you don't want that person to perform all the operations which all or administrator can perform. Can restrict those access predefined accesses roles. So like for example, specific team member can only uh, delete, can have access to delete. That rule can define through instance delete for this specific. Or if you want, can get the instance details, list the number of set the machine type and start and all those predefined rules we can provide that user. Editor role is the category. Within that editor role, suppose want to restrict the person only with a start and stop. I don't want that person to do these operations. I can give that access to predefine rules. Now, what is custom cloud IAM roles? So basic roles are the very top level generic access roles. Predefined are bit minute level. Custom are further don't want to within that specific access want to split the roles. In that case, you want to give a custom. For example, okay. So there is an instance operator role. Here in the previous section, instance administrator role. So this admin role can give a specific access to users. Okay? Suppose I want to give a operator role to someone, okay, who can get a list, start. Those accesses can be given to the customer roles. Hence, in that we have predefined. Okay. So custom cloud IAM role, you will need to manage permissions that define you have created. Some roles are not predefined, generic. These are roles which you are defining for your specific team member resources to access or to consume over. So these things you have to maintain, okay, or manage. Second thing is custom roles can only be applied to either the project level or organization level. Custom roles cannot be applied at higher level, project and organization. What if you want to give permissions to engine virtual machine person? Till now we can access permission or rules that person can give. But if want to give permission to the resources, okay, suppose I want to log in, I want to pop that I can get the generic access, basic access, predefined access, or customer roles. Admin can access provide to me. What if I want to run virtual machine? What virtual machines can have access? What that machine can operations? So that we can give access services to service key or service account. Suppose instead of giving access roles to specific individuals, we can give access roles service itself. I want to give virtual machine, and how can I apply any specific roles to virtual machine? First, I have to create a service account on this virtual machine and use the service account as a individual and roles. Okay. In this case, in this example, this virtual machine have given created a service account. We cannot directly give access to the machine. For that, we have to have a service account. And on top of the service account, we can give access or roles. This virtual machine can insert or update data and access service account. How the service accounts is named with an email is okay. Let's see. I have this guy's service account and I am applying the PAM roles. This is that give the services. Of service accounts and applying and giving the only read. How we can provide a service level access. No vice versa. As a service account, I can change later part and view and edit and leave it to view access. Okay. So now we have seen so far what is cloud access computing, cloud security, IAM roles. Now we'll see how these can be how can be accessed. Cloud can be accessed in a variety of ways. Means cloud can be accessed in methods, and a few of these are listed here. One is through Cloud Console, through the web interface, Cloud Console, we can the cloud services. Or second is CK, is cloud development kit, and through Cloud Shell. Through Cloud Shell also commands and access the cloud service. And third one is through APIs, Cloud APIs. Cloud APIs means suppose if you want to access cloud services, you can use the APIs, connect cloud services on the software services. Fourth one, how can we access Google Cloud services through mobile? You no need to log into mobile app which is used to access Google Cloud services. I hope guys this is clear for you. So far, please comment in the comment section if it's not clear. Okay. And sorry if I missed any of your questions. Please comment me in the comment section. Okay. So now let's see in detail what all these services. Okay. How we can access Google Cloud using these four methods. First one is Google Cloud Console. It is a simple web-based graphical user interface. I will show you how it looks like. At present, just article purpose. This is a simple web-based graphical user interface, and this is easily find resources, check their health, have full managed control over them. Okay, let me show you how. Okay, so this is how the Google Cloud type console.google, and it will open up a interface. Currently, I log first page which appears here says welcome to Google Cloud. Okay, says you can create and manage your Google Cloud instance resources. So I am using my Xtax account to log into Google Cloud services. I need to my country where I am logging. I have to agree all the Google platform services, terms and services. Then only it okay. So this is how the second page looks like. It shows at the top you can start your free trial $300 credit. Okay, so it will not automatically charge once you complete your $3 credits. You can make use of any number of resources services from this free credit till it get elapsed or utilized. So either you can dismiss or start a free. Start free. It means for me the services. So the next step will be first the confirmation of. Okay, so you have to again select country. What does best describes your needs? Why we are using this free services from Google. So are you having a large company or a company? I'll select others. Okay, and I have to agree the terms and conditions. If you can see here, just to all Google platform products, get everything that you need to build your own website. You will get everything from this free. You can create your own website, and it provides a $3. It's free. Put Google Cloud to work with $300 in credit to spend over the next 90 days. Remember, so these 300 credits not for a life. It expires after 90 days. Which means month this credit gets later part you have to purchase or want to use further free services, then you have to account and start logging a new account. Currently, I am using my IT tech stacks gmail.com as, but don't forget that it won't charge you once you utilize full 300 credits. Continue. So you have to mention the clear. You have to mention the account type, the business account or individual. You have to give your card number. It can be credit card or debit card details. Only 1 rupees get deducted from your, and that will also get refunded back. Okay? Don't worry. No additional fees, automatic deductions from your account. Okay. Then you can click the start free trial. Let me pause it here and enter my details and continue from there. So once you click start trial, free trial, show you the will take you to the next screen. Is called enter your security code. Continue. Take you to the charges you 2 rupees as I said. Card, the date of registration, registration of free services to Google Cloud, and you are paying 2 rupees. Okay. Must have received your OTP to your registered mobile number and enter your OTP.